Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're doing another little build your own palette video. I love designing my own palettes. This is something I've been doing on my channel for a really long time. More recently I've just been either building palettes that I just like with no theme whatsoever, or using eyeshadow singles to emulate or dupe or be inspired by a new palette that's coming out. But many moons ago I did do a little themed build your own palette video series based on all of the zodiac signs, and I wanted to do something similar to that again. It's always fun to have a theme to work off of to get the creative juices flowing. For today's palette building video, I'm using a bunch of Lethal Cosmetics shadows to create 9-pan palettes based on the different seasons. I wanted to give you some more inspiration to use the Lethal Cosmetics palette builder. First of all, because I just really love designing with Lethal shadows. I love their palette builder tool. I have a whole video. This is the thumbnail for that video, but I'll link it down in the description to show you how to use the palette builder on the Lethal site and go more in depth about the actual process for that. But right now, Lethal Cosmetics actually has a free international shipping on orders over $35 US. And I know for me, I'm based in the US. Lethal is a German company, so my shipping usually comes out to about $9. So to be able to save $9 is amazing. Plus, even better, through the end of this month, I have a pretty good discount code that you can stack with the free shipping promo. So if you use the code Amanda, you'll save 20% on your purchase, which is a huge discount anyway. Plus, you get the free shipping. It's crazy. If you are interested in building a Lethal palette, this is definitely a great weekend to do that. And if you're feeling a little tripped up by what kind of palette you want to create, I wanted to give you some more inspo. So today we're going to do 4 palettes, one inspired by each of the 4 seasons. I did sneak peek these palettes in a reel on my Instagram. So if you're the type of person like me that likes to get sneak peeks of things or likes to participate in videos, definitely go check out Makeup Just for Fun on Instagram. I get tons of ideas for comparisons, for what types of videos you want to see, for my build your own palette themes, all over there. So make sure you check that out too. If you had, you would have already seen a sneak peek of these palettes. So now let's get to the really fun part. I'm going to show you all 4 of my seasonal palettes, and I'll also show you one of these palettes in action because I am wearing the spring palette today. So first let's take a look at the palettes, then we'll get into the tutorial. I'm not going to do a full run through of how the palette builder works again, since I just did a video with really in-depth about how to use the palette builder and also my process for choosing shades and all that stuff. So I'm going to leave that video linked below, but I do want to give you a quick little run through here, partially because I think it's really helpful to have a refresher on how this works, and partially because it's just really fun to use this thing, and I will take any excuse to play with this palette builder. Once you navigate into the palette builder, all of the shadows are in alphabetical order. So I'm really quickly going through these because I actually designed my palette in person. But if you notice the little stars on the side there on the top corner of each shadow, that tells you which ones you already have in your collection, which is really useful when you want to design a new palette. That way you don't accidentally buy the same shadow twice. These are pricier side of eyeshadow singles, but not only are they a small indie brand company, but these shadows are incredibly high quality. They're really interesting colors and textures. I personally love using my single shadows, so I feel happy to invest in them a little bit more so. That it's a personal choice, but for me, I love these shadows so much. So here's my spring palette. I'm going to add that to cart, and then I'll show you how the discounts work just for this weekend. So the final total here is just over $65. You can see the free shipping promo's already been applied. Typically that's $8.99. And then if you use my code Amanda, you save an additional 20% off. So the price goes down from the original value was well over $70 and now it's just at $52. Still pricey for a 9-pan, but to me, for an indie brand that has such an incredible performance, range, and just reputation overall, it's really worth it. Make sure you grab this free shipping while you can. They are only offering this through Sunday, March 20th, just before midnight. That is German time, so just do a quick little Google search and you'll be able to figure out what time that is in your time zone. But it is a short window and I wanted to make sure I pushed this video out quickly for you so you could take advantage of that. Here's a close-up look at the spring palette in, real life, I guess you would say. For all of my palettes, I really stick to my preferred palette design, which is a mix of mattes and shimmers, and I also like a variety of light and medium and deep shades, so you're going to see that throughout all of my palette designs. I also wanted to find that midpoint between being too on the nose. I want the palette to be recognizable as the season that it is, but I also want it to have a fun twist, be a little bit exciting, and I really overall just want it to be something that I actually want to use. I'll show you the shade names for each one of the seasonal palettes like this once they're swatched on my arm. So just take a moment to pause, take a screenshot, maybe jot down the names of the shadows that you're interested in. I'll also list the shade names in the description box as well. And for each palette, I want to show you a really, really close-up look at the opacity, the textures, the shifts. These shadows are just so beautiful that you need a nice close-up HD look at these swatches. Now we're going to move on to my summertime palette. This one was really inspired by feeling that suntan feeling by the pool, just the heat and the water sort of feelings, vibes. I don't know. Maybe I'm being over emotional about palettes in summertime, but that was my inspiration for my summertime palette. With these 9 shades, you could definitely do a really quick, easy, breezy, kind of throwing on 2 shadows to go run out and do something fun type of look, but you could also do something really bold and colorful and joyful, and that's what I want out of a summertime palette. So I really feel like this hit the nail on the head, especially when you see it swatched out like this. It gives me such a good toasty, warm summer splashing in the ocean type of vibes. Okay, now I just really want to go on vacation. The shade Talisman makes me want to jump into a swimming pool. You can tell in the close-up a lot of these shades have a golden or pinky peach type of shift to them. Definitely a sun, sand, and surf type of vibe. Next up is one of my absolute favorites of these palettes, and this one is pretty on the nose. It's the most quote-unquote typical fall color scheme, and I absolutely love it. I really just wanted to go for it because I love fall colors. These are the types of colors that I personally really, really like to wear. I went a lot more matte finish heavy in this palette, and I went for some more muted, kind of grungy, not quite as bright and bold as basically all of the other palettes, but the mix of textures and tones in here just really feels like a big old leaf pile to me. I also really love that this palette could definitely carry me into holiday. I would love to use Cascade, Event Horizon, Unity for a smoky kind of pop of color burgundy eye look for holiday. So I'm always thinking about the different types of looks that a palette would produce when I put the shades together. I love the idea of a really matte color eye look with just a little bit of a neutral shimmer added to it. I think that's kind of flipping on its head what a lot of palettes do, which is give us all of the colors in shimmers. The last palette is my winter palette, and I really wanted to do something different here. I didn't want to do a white, blue, gray, silver type of winter palette. I wanted to keep it cool toned. I wanted to keep the frosty vibes, but I did want to do something just a little bit different. And, you know, it's probably not surprising. Purple is my favorite color, and this bright purple shade in the middle of the bottom row there called Spirit is absolutely one of my top favorite lethal shadows of all time. So it had to make an appearance at some point here. I do think that while this is more out of the box, not necessarily one you would point to and say that's a winter palette, I think it still fits the winter time feelings. And these are the types of colors that I love to wear year round, but definitely in the winter time. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because a bunch of my favorite cozy sweaters are purple, so I end up just wearing an absolute ton of purple eyeshadows to go with my outfits in the winter time. But these definitely give me that cool, frosty, yet a little bit cozy vibe that I'm looking for from a winter palette. Now that you've seen which shades I selected for all of my different Four Seasons palettes, I want to show you a quick tutorial using this spring palette. I was feeling the most inspired by this color story today, and it's probably partially because it's springtime here where I live now, and I've just really been into a pink and green combination lately. I've been wearing a lot of different pink and green eye looks, so I was just the most drawn to this color story today. So let's take a look at some of these shadows in action now. I hope that you found this video fun, helpful, inspiring. I would love to hear which one of the seasonal palettes was your favorite. Are you going to be building your own palette this weekend while you can take advantage of that free shipping? If you do, definitely let us know in the comments which shades are going into your custom palette. I always love to hear what you're interested in, what kind of colors you're wearing. I always love to hear about your favorites too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Nailed it. Okay, now I'm ready. I think. I'm getting distracted by my shiny, shiny cheeks. What am I trying to say? Oh, look, that kind of matches too. I lost my train of thought. Ooh, I almost forgot to make a thumbnail. So I think that's it. I'm gonna go edit this video because I'm gonna try to get it out as a bonus video. Bonus Jonas. Will I ever, at any point in my life, be able to say something is bonus without saying that it's bonus Jonas? I don't know. I don't know. if that's in the cards for me or not. So many mom jokes. It's alright. Thanks for watching. I'm glad you're here. I hope that you have a lovely weekend or week if you watch this some other time other than when it's uploaded. And I hope that you know that I genuinely love your face, and I will see you back here real soon, I hope. Okay, bye!